It's time now for the Muletrain News Program on this Friday, April the 24th, 2020, brought to you today by the First Bake, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Nani Taylor Bryant, 77, of Albuquerque, died on April the 10th. She was a Muleshoe High School graduate from the class of 1961, so please keep the family of Nani Taylor Bryant on your prayer list today. Eugene Andrew Whitner died Friday, April the 17th in Lubbock. He was born October the 21st, 1934 in Littlefield to Andrew and Catherine Peters Whitner. Eugene served as a U.S. Navy pilot during the Korean War. As a pilot, he saved the lives of 2 airmen on a training flight that crashed around the Morton area. He loved woodworking and built many planes, cars, and trucks out of wood. Eugene was an avid fan of antique cars. He is preceded in death by his parents and a brother, R.B. Whitner. Eugene is survived by his sister, Peggy Knox, of Kingsland, Texas, and several nieces and nephews. Eugene was a longtime employee of Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association. Please keep the family of Eugene Andrew Whitner on your prayer list today. Well, every Thursday, the emergency management team meets, and the emergency management coordinator, our police chief, Gary McCone, releases a video statement. We try to share that every week on our Facebook pages, Gil Lamb, along with Channel 6 Muleshoe, but we thought we would share you this week's message here in the Muletrain by our emergency management coordinator, police chief, Gary McCone, of course, relating with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Good morning. Police Chief Gary McCone here with your weekly update related to the COVID-19 and coronavirus and how it's impacting our community here. The rest of the state and the country and the world, for that matter, continues to deal with this and negotiate through the difficulties that it is bringing to all of us. With that being said, like I have mentioned in our previous videos, we need to focus on the positive and focus on the things that guide us toward confidence and keeping a positive attitude about this. One of the things that I want to make y'all aware of is, and this is one of the things that we get a lot of questions about, is how many people have been tested? What's going on in our community, in our county, in our city? As of this video, 20 folks have been tested, and we have 0 that have been detected. So that means there have been no cases developed in our community thus far. We do have 1 test that is pending. So I am very hopeful that that is a non-detected test as well. And that is directly in part because of y'all's continuous social distancing, continuing adherence to staying out of large groups and so forth, and staying at home when you're able to do so, and washing your hands abundantly, using hand sanitizer, using disinfectants as needed. So please keep up that good work. We sincerely appreciate it. And the other thing we want to mention to you, and we've mentioned this in the last couple of videos, and we're going to put it down at the bottom of this video, is the Rave Alert. Please sign up for the Rave Alert. It is a service that you can get a text message, a phone call, an email directly to your phone, desktop computer, what have you, or your landline phone that notifies you of weather events and occurrences going on in and around the community. If we have anything we want to get out in mass communication, we will be able to do that. Speaking of weather events, obviously we're in West Texas, and this time of year we are always aware of storms and those things that can hit us out here. Know this, that as part of our plans and the protocols that we have put into place, that should we have a storm here that we need to open up our storm shelters, we have taken steps to provide personal protective equipment and sanitize those areas and make sure that we have protocols in place to keep you as absolutely safe as we can in terms of the COVID-19, but also providing the shelter to you during inclement weather. That being said, again, keep the positive attitude. Keep looking for things that kind of lead you in a positive direction. Keep up the great work in terms of following those guidelines and adhering to those things. And on behalf of the city of Muleshoe and Bailey County, stay positive and stay healthy.
And you can find the link to sign up for those alerts on in the description that goes along with that video that we shared on Thursday afternoon of our emergency management coordinator and police chief, Gary McCone, talking about the COVID-19 situation here in Muleshoe and Bailey County. Anna Phillips, who is a senior at Muleshoe High School and a Lady Mule basketball player and star. She was recently named to the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches Academic All-State list, so congratulations to Anna Phillips. That's a great recognition. MHS senior named to the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches Academic All-State list, and she is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Chris Phillips. Of course, Chris was formerly our manager here in Muleshoe before he was promoted to take over in Levelland as the manager at the United there, but Anna stayed, and her mom is a teacher in the elementary school as well, so congratulations for that great award, Anna Phillips, on the Basketball Coaches Academic All-State list here in the state of Texas. Well, on Wednesday morning, we filmed Jostens at Muleshoe High School in the Circle Drive in front of the building, passing out all the caps and gowns and other things purchased from the company to the MHS class of 2020 to the seniors, and that was a fun, good video that we shot, so make sure to look for it on the front page of our website, MuleshoeTV.com. Also, Project Graduation, Val McCamish, along with Belinda Head, we're passing out to the seniors MHS class of 2020 front yard signs that the seniors can put in their front yards, and I drove around town and filmed some of those signs in the yard as part of that video. So look for that on the front page of our website, MuleshoeTV.com, brought to you by Hereford Feed Ingredients, saying good luck to the class of 2020 from Muleshoe High School. We're looking at other ways to recognize our seniors as we head into May next week, so look for those things coming up shortly here at MuleshoeTV.com. Thanks so much to Kathy West, who is a teacher at Spring Lake Earth High School, as she just gave us the valedictorian and salutatorian for the class of 2020 there at Spring Lake Earth High School. They are Shelton Bradfute, the valedictorian, and Paige Burks, the salutatorian, there at Spring Lake Earth High School. And we'll have them pictured on our TV screen here in the Muletrain in the front page of our website, MuleshoeTV.com, in the coming days and weeks. And we'll have hopefully some more biographical information about the valedictorian and salutatorian from Spring Lake Earth High School. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just a few moments after these messages from our sponsors. Remember, the First Bank encourages you to use their My Mobile Money app that you can access your account from. And also, their drive-thru is open as well during this coronavirus pandemic, but their lobby is closed to the public to protect their customers and their employees. Take control of your First Bank of Muleshoe debit card right from your smartphone with the My Mobile Money app. It's customizable card monitoring and controls that help you manage your accounts. With My Mobile Money app, you can set interactive controls to help monitor activity and prevent unauthorized use. You can turn your card on or off, set alerts, and deny transactions based on merchant or transaction type and location, monitor and control dependent cardholder usage, receive notifications of possible fraudulent transactions, and take action, deposit checks through your phone. Download the My Mobile Money app now at the App Store or Google Play. For more information, you can also call the First Bank here in Muleshoe, 806-272-4515, or go by 202 South First Street. The First Bank right here in Muleshoe, offering the My Mobile Money app. Available at the App Store or Google Play. Call the First Bank here in Muleshoe, 806-272-4515, or go by 202 South First Street. The First Bank, member FDIC.
Liao's, pure yummy goodness. They have cheese, 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 and more cheese. Mexican food is tested to the limits once you get into Liao's. Come to 1010 West American Boulevard in Muleshoe, Texas to get the best Tex-Mex from around the world.
Well, Liao's had a great reopening last week, and they want to thank everyone for their amazing and overwhelming response. They have changed some things up as they're not doing the family packs anymore, as those prove to be a little bit difficult. And so they are just now offering their full menu available. You can call 272-3294 to place your order, and curbside pickup there. They've added 3 people to take your orders outside in the parking lot there in front of Leal's Mexican Restaurant, 1010 West American Boulevard here in Muleshoe. Well, early voting continues for the Saturday, May 2nd election. The city of Muleshoe, the MISD, and the Muleshoe Hospital District are all having elections. All voting will take place at City Hall for Bailey County voters and at Lasbuddy schools for Palmer County voters in the Muleshoe Area Hospital District. Early voting hours will be held from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. beginning Monday. It's going on now through Tuesday, April the 28th. Extended early voting hours will be 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. for Tuesday, April the 28th. The city of Muleshoe will have a special election to reauthorize the local sales and use tax to continue providing revenue for maintenance and repair of municipal streets. The Muleshoe Independent School District will hold an election for a District 2 board member that you'll be eligible to vote for if you live in District 2. Candidates for this position are Corey Contreras and the incumbent Curtis Preston. Then the Muleshoe Area Hospital District Board is having a special election with 2 propositions on it. Proposition A will be the levy of annual taxes by the Board of Directors of the Muleshoe Area Hospital District for hospital purposes at a rate not to exceed 60 cents on each $100 valuation of all taxable property in the district subject to the hospital district taxation. Proposition B is the issuance of $9 million in bonds by the Muleshoe Area Hospital District for facilities and the levying of tax in a payment thereof. And if you want to know more about that bond election and those 2 propositions, they talk about it in great detail from back in, believe it was the end of January in a town hall meeting. Yes, it was January 23rd, a town hall meeting. The link is still on our front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. You can watch that in its entirety, and they go into great detail about that election. We'll have election returns next week on Saturday evening. And it's brought to you by Randall Field CPA, Barrett Potato Farms, Burton Service Center, Dell Oil Company, Hereford Feed Ingredients, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Precure Electric and Shipman's Body Shop, along with Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association and AIM Bank. It is time now for the weather forecast, brought to you by K&K Pharmacy. Remember, you can still use their drive-through window, although they're closed to visitors in the store. Use their drive-up window, or you can simply call 806-272-7511 and place your order, and they will deliver it straight to your home. That's 806-272-7511 at K&K Pharmacy on American Boulevard right here in Muleshoe. Their drive-through window is open, or call 272-7511. Place your order, and they'll deliver it straight to your home. Well, it's really getting warm here in the Muleshoe area as we're getting into the low 80s the last couple of days. Looking at our forecast for today on Friday, it'll be a little bit cooler, sunny, high near 76 degrees. North-northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, increasing to 15 to 20 miles per hour Friday morning. Then Friday night, mostly clear, low around 39, calming down, northeast winds only 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, beginning the weekend, sunny, high near 75 degrees, so a little bit cooler again. Saturday, light and variable winds becoming south-southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday morning, Saturday night, mostly clear, low around 43. Sunday, mostly sunny, high near 84 degrees, so spiking back up into the 80s. South-southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, increasing to 10 to 15 miles per hour Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, mostly clear, low around 53. Mostly sunny on Monday, high near 91 degrees, so all the way into the 90s to begin next week. West wind around 10 miles per hour. Monday night, mostly clear, low around 52. Tuesday, sunny, high near 90 degrees again. Tuesday night, mostly clear, low around 50. Wednesday, cooling down somewhat, mostly sunny, high only around 81 degrees. And repeating our forecast for today on Friday, high near 76, sunny conditions, northwest winds increasing to 15 to 20 miles per hour in the morning hours, and mostly clear Friday night, low around 39, calming down. Northeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny, high near 75. Saturday night, low around 43. K&K Pharmacy has presented to you this edition of the weather forecast. The flowers have arrived at Frying Cogs, 401 South 1st Street here in Muleshoe. Time to get in and grab your summer potting and bedding flowers to liven up your yard, like Gerber daisies, pentas, plumbago, feather grass, purslane, petunias, geraniums, lantana, potato vine, they have impatiens, and much, much more now available at Frying Cogs in Muleshoe. Some great specials of the month to kick off the spring season, like this 20-volt 10-inch Black & Decker trimmer, marked down to $49.97 through the end of April. Premium sun and shade grass seed mix, 3-pound bag, only $4.97. Sell good through the end of May. Frying Cogs also has tons of potting tools, garden tools, lots of lawn fertilizers, and weed and insect killers. All available now at 401 South 1st Street here in Muleshoe, Texas. Frying Cogs, they're open Monday through Saturdays, 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Well, we've shared a couple of pretty cool little stories on our social media platforms, including our Twitter feed. Bottom left corner of our website, muleshoetv.com. You can see a story out of KCBD about Ropesville and Spring Lake Earth. Ropesville is moving from 6-man football to 11-man football. Spring Lake Earth is moving from 11-man football to 6-man football. So guess what they did? The two schools got together and they traded their goalposts. And so a neat little story about that. Of course, I think I'm correct, the goalposts are much more narrow in 6-man, and so that saved the two schools some money as they just traded their goalposts a couple of weeks ago from 6-man to 11-man. Spring Lake Earth is moving to 6-man, and Ropesville is moving to 11-man football. Also, we had a great piece that we shared on Thursday afternoon, written by Carissa Connor in the Baptist Standard magazine on their website. It was commentary from Carissa called "Confident God Prepared Us for a Time Like This." Of course, Carissa is now living in New York City. She grew up here in Muleshoe, graduated from Muleshoe High School, and is the daughter of Dr. Stacy and Debbie Connor. She wrote the commentary, "Confident God Prepared Us for a Time Like This," that is appearing now on the Baptist Standard's website. So make sure and look for that and read it if you missed it. A burn ban is in effect for Bailey County, and it went into effect last week, so be aware of that. Another great video we did last week was the Dillman Positivity Parade, which can be found on our website, muleshoetv.com, as well. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just a few moments, so please stay tuned. Since 1925, AIM Bank is proud to be one of the largest locally owned and operated banks in West Texas. Our expert bankers have an in-depth understanding of the local economy, and we are proud to provide our customers with quick local loan decisions. At AIM Bank, we know that strong local partnerships are crucial for growth and success. Investing in you has been our focus from day one. We provide the latest in technology for your online and mobile banking with features like mobile check deposit. At AIM Bank, we care about your accounts as much as you do, so we pride ourselves on real personal attention because we are also your neighbor. We invite you to come in and experience the real personal attention AIM Bank has to offer. We want to know you because we live, work, and raise our families right here in Muleshoe too. AIM Bank is committed to making a difference in the communities we serve. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Make sure to use the drive-thru there at AIM Bank here in Muleshoe as well. They have an AIM Bank app available for iPhone or Android phones that you can download at the App Store, as their lobbies are closed to visitors to protect their employees and customers. Well, we're going to throw in a bonus at the end of our Muletrain news program today, so stay tuned after the regular end of the Muletrain and the Sounds of Texas following that. We'll start up the Muletrain news program from 34 years ago today, April the 24th, 1986, here. The Mule Skinner, Gil Lamb, my grandfather, along with Mom, Mag Ann Reynolds, giving you the Muletrain from the same location, same house, same town from 34 years ago today, that at the end of the Muletrain News program, the current one today, April the 24th, 1986. The Muleshoe Medical Center has exciting news as they now have virtual visits. Go on your phone to the App Store. It's available for iPhones or Android, and download the Blue Jeans app, BLUEJEANS app, and then you can call the Medical Clinic of Muleshoe, 806-272-7531, or the Muleshoe Family Medicine Clinic, 806-272-7544, and schedule your virtual visit where you can speak with your health professional through your phone, through a virtual visit on the Blue Jeans app, available now, free of charge to download, and then you call Medical Clinic of Muleshoe, 272-7531, or the Muleshoe Family Medicine Clinic at 806-272-7544 to schedule your virtual visit. That's a great service available now through the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. Be aware the Muleshoe Area Medical Center is still closed to visitors, along with the Parkview Nursing Care Center. Parkview's offering video chats with the residents there. You can call 272-7578 to schedule your virtual visit with your loved one in the Parkview, and you can do it through FaceTime, Zoom, or Google Duo. That all available by calling 272-7578. Parkview also will not accept any more items for the residents there at the Parkview Nursing Care Center. Well, the city finished installing solar power lights along the south side of the walking track at the new city park, and we're excited to announce that. There will be, over time, putting the solar lights all around that entire walking track and jogging track there at the new city park. But as of now, they have finished the south side of the park there, back over there by Parkview Nursing Care Center. Alcoholics Anonymous is still meeting on Friday nights here in Muleshoe at the First United Methodist Church from 7 until 8 p.m. It's a small group, and all precautions are being taken, like social distancing, at these AA meetings. And again, Alcoholics Anonymous meets every Friday night at the First United Methodist Church here in Muleshoe from 7 until 8 p.m. Be aware of that, and take care of yourself if you're having anxiety and troubles during this pandemic from distancing yourself from family and loved ones. You can always find yourself indulging too much in alcohol and drugs, and AA is a great way to deal with that and help get yourself on the straight and narrow. Remember, Bailey County Electric, their lobby is closed, but please go to their website, bcecoop.com, to find out how you can virtually pay online your bills, or you can call them at 806-272-4504 at Bailey County Electric, and they can assist you. They have drop box here in Muleshoe and a drive-through available at their office in Morton. 5 Area also has their lobby closed to the public at this time. They ask that you go to their website as well, 5area.com, or call 806-272-5533. They have installed free to the public Wi-Fi hotspots for use by anyone. You can use them near their offices in Olton, Earth, and Sudan, and as well here in Muleshoe at 302 Uvalde Street, just parked somewhere between the Bailey County Coliseum and the 5 Area offices, and you can access free Wi-Fi hotspots available for use by anyone. Of course, they've increased all of the broadband speeds to all of their customers here in the area as well. On your prayer list today, please remember the family of Eugene Whitner. Also, remember the family of Nani Taylor Bryant. Keep these two families grieving the recent loss of a loved one on your prayers. Remember the family of Nell DeShazo Weems. She was the daughter of Mary DeShazo, of course, that one of our elementary schools is named after. Remember the family of Luann Britton of Earth. Remember the family of Tommy Black. The family of Tina Villalobos needs to remain on your prayer list. the family of Benny Sue Free and Anna McDonald, Don Copley, the family of Chris Dominguez, and the family of David Lewis needs to remain on your prayer list today as well. Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News, brought to you today by the First Bank, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. You can hear the latest Muletrain news programs and our archived ones free of charge on demand on our website, MuleshoeTV.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top of the page.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith. We'll hear from a beer judge in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
The Sound of Texas is brought to you here on MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe at 610 East American Boulevard, as well as in Morton at 1744 State Highway 114. They're celebrating rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric since 1939. They are owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out online at BCECOOP.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope you enjoy this Sound of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
Did you ever drink any alcohol?
A little bit. I'm a German-trained master brewer, so had a little bit.
Bill Hardy of Lubbock taught vocational agriculture and biology to high school students.
I've always been interested in science. I've always been interested in how plants grow and stuff like that. So you learn how to change that into alcohol, or get something that will change it to alcohol.
He opened a production brewery to teach people how to make beer.
I had a 12-tap Keyser. People could come in and sample homebrew and see what good homebrew tasted like. My youngest son and I took classes in Chicago and then at Dillman's Academy in Germany to become certified German-trained master brewers. First time we went to Germany, we were there for 5 weeks. We were in class from 7:30 in the morning until 9:15, 9:30 at night, 5 days a week. Second time we went, we were there for 8 weeks.
He uses grains, mostly barley, to make beer.
Out at the store, we carried 80 different types of roasted barley. The lighter it is, the less flavor it gives you. The darker it is, the more roasted it is, the sharper the flavor is. I take the grains, I add the water to it, keep it at its temperatures to form the sugars that you need, and then I let the yeast make the beer.
He judges beer.
We get 350 different beers from all over Texas. They send them up here and we judge them. I'm actually a certified beer judge.
Bill says beer was born in the Middle East.
Several different ideas about the history of how we started drinking alcohol and raising our spirits with alcohol. About the most believable for me is those guys were hunter-gatherers. They'd have hunting parties that would go out. Well, their daily business, they had to make bread and stuff like that. So they'd grind their grains and make the bread, and somebody forgot, left it in their grinder. It rained on it and started fermenting. He came back and thought, no, I don't want to waste that, and tasted it, figured out that it made him feel better, and there we go.
Bill Hardy of Lubbock. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.
All right, it's time now for our Muletrain News. Now, the Muletrain News consists of news about Muleshoe people, Muleshoe schools, Muleshoe churches, Muleshoe civic organizations, Muleshoe farm organizations, 4-H clubs, and all of that. All of our sports events on the Muletrain News. It's a Muletrain News program, we call it. Started it nearly 32 years ago and been doing it right here in Muleshoe ever since. So if you want to know some of the things happening around Muleshoe or some of the things about to happen around Muleshoe, we invite you right now to get a deep seat in the tight rein, because here comes the Muletrain News.
Clippity-clap, clippity-clap, clippity-clippity-clippity-clippity-clippity-clapping along.
Howdy out there, neighbors and friends. It is time for the Muletrain News. Yes, the Muletrain News. This is Gil Lamb, the old mule skinner, along with my daughter Maggie. We'll be reporting the Muletrain News from Muleshoe, Texas. We've been doing this for over 30 years. We think it's going to catch on. You know, parts of the Muletrain News has been broadcast over WFAA Dallas, also KPRC in Houston, and over the American Broadcasting System. You know, Muleshoe, Texas is a town of 5,000 friendly people and just a few disgruntled old folks, just a few disgruntled young folks, too. And this is where we grow that fine yellow and white corn, also soybeans, good milo, and alfalfa, and sunflowers and pumpkins. We have lots of elevators here in Muleshoe, Texas, and we grow some of the finest vegetables you've ever seen in any part of the country. Turnips that weigh 5 pounds. How does that sound? We have good water, excellent soil. We have fertile bulls here in the Muleshoe area. You can get 10 hours sleep in just 6 hours. We have more churches than we have service stations. We have a lovely library here that would be a credit to any city, and a big civic center where we can have all of our programs, and we can have our junior livestock shows out there and so forth. We have an excellent school system here, non-striking, non-demonstrating, non-pot-poking teachers. Muleshoe, Texas is where Bub Schaefer and Bob Wills picked cotton right south of town here. Lee Horsley was born here. You know, he's Matt Houston on the TV series. And Will Rogers mailed some of his early day stories when he was visiting the old Halsell Ranch down east of Muleshoe. We have a very active hospital and nursing home auxiliary right here in Muleshoe. We sure do. We have an active Jenny Slippers. That's the women's arm of the Chamber of Commerce. Also, we have a $2 million hospital, of which we are very, very proud. And we have 5 medical doctors, 2 doctors of veterinary medicine, also a fine optometrist here in Muleshoe to serve the needs of the Muleshoe people. Right across from our hospital is a new Purdy Medical Center and Diagnostic Clinic. Also, we're just a few miles from a $500 million coal-burning electric generating plant. Muleshoe, Texas is the home of the Monument to the Mule. Yes, the Monument to the Mule, the old mule that's done so much for America in war and peace. We're just 20 miles from the first wildlife refuge that was ever established in Texas, just 20 miles from it. And we're only 20 miles from Farwell, Texas, and that'd be on the New Mexico line here. We're 35 miles from Beulah, yes, 35 miles from Beulah land, and we're 18 miles from Earth. How'd you like to say I live in Muleshoe, Texas, 18 miles from Earth? That'd raise some eyebrows, wouldn't it? And listen, right here in Muleshoe, we're in the progress of restoring some of our historical buildings so they can be used for our citizens for years and years to come. You stay tuned with us now. You might find out some things that you wanted to know. All right, here's some of the things that you might want to know. That the Texas Employment Office is going to be moved May the 1st. It'll be located at 112 East B. That's right there by Ann's T-shirt, according to Lonnie Marriott. The Texas Employment Office will be at a new location, 112 East Avenue B, right next to Ann's T-shirt shop. And the phone number there will be 3260. 3260. So remember that. The final sign-up for youth baseball. Now that's for all of the programs under the youth baseball program, the softball, the girls, and so forth, and all of it. This is the final sign-up this evening from 7 to 8 at the new fire station on the corner of 5th Street and East Highway 84. So you'll be down there, says Johnny Ziegenfuss and others, and sign up. If you sign up later, it's going to cost an additional $5. Say, the Muleshoe Rebeccas are making a flag Afghan, and with every $1 donation you give them, they're going to give you a little card, and you can participate in the drawing for the flag Afghan. It'll be given away the 4th of July. That'll be a good day to give away a flag Afghan, won't it, on the 4th of July. The 27th Annual West Texas Primitive Baptist Association Singing Convention is going to be held right here in Muleshoe, Texas, and it's going to start Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning, and it'll go till 9 o'clock that night. And, of course, there's always dinner on the grounds, and they sing, sing, sing. There's different song leaders. There's different songs. It's the West Texas Primitive Baptist Association Singing Convention. It's going to be here in Muleshoe. It's the 27th annual. It seemed like to me all 27 of them have been right here in Muleshoe, too. Well, they've been, huh?
They're only held here.
They're only held here, Maggie says. So there you are. And you know where the Primitive Baptist Church is located, right across from the West Plains Medical Center here. And they'd be glad to have you come out and sing with them. They have different song leaders all day and every night. Start at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. They'll sing right up till 9 o'clock that night, and, of course, they'll have dinner on the grounds. Then Sunday morning they'll start at 10 o'clock and sing till 12:30. They'll have lunch served there, so they won't have anybody have to leave at all. Now then, let's listen to a message from some of the sponsors that help to make our Muletrain News possible, will you?
Frying Cox Incorporated here in Muleshoe at 401 South 1st Street. There's been a Frying Cox for over 60 years now, and Jim and Ed Cox, your neighbors, will treat you just like neighbors when you shop with them.
The next time you get a flat tire and you don't want to change it, don't call the tow truck. Fix it yourself with the April True Value of the Month from your True Value hardware store. Hi, Pat Summerall to say it's an 18-ounce can of heavy-duty puncture seal for just $2.99. It stores in the trunk, but it's easier to use than your jack. Just attach it to your tire, press a button, and in a few seconds, the tire is fully inflated. Your True Value hardware store recommends heavy-duty puncture seal because its polymer formula instantly seals small holes in your tire. As an added bonus, you get a manufacturer's rebate coupon worth $2. In April, get an 18-ounce can of heavy-duty puncture seal for just $2.99 while supplies last, and get a $2 rebate coupon, making your final cost just 99 cents. Limit 2 per customer. It's the True Value of the Month at your True Value hardware store or home center.
That's Frying Cox Incorporated at 401 South 1st Street, and they really have an extra plus for you. When you shop there, they'll gift wrap for every occasion, whether it be Mother's Day, graduation, birthday, anniversary, or what. At Western Drug, Judy and Paul and all at 114 Main are featuring during April Polydent, new advanced formula super strength denture cleanser. It has more cleaning power. 36 tablets in a box for $1.89. Metamucil 16 packets for $3.59. Centrum 30 tablets with 100 for $8.99. And also Sudafed with 12-hour sustained action nasal decongestion. Either 10 capsules or 24 tablets for $1.99, all at Western Drug. And there's been a Western Drug in Muleshoe for over 50 years. Eleanor Gerby has been employed at Western Drug for over 30 of those years, and she'll serve you along with Judy and Paul and all the other employees. Lavoris mouthwash and gargle cleans, refreshes, and protects your breath for hours. It's used by thousands of dentists, too. The 12-ounce bottle, $1.99. Vicene, it gets the red out of your eyes. The 1-ounce bottle of eye drops, $2.77. Colgate, either the Great Regular Flavor or the Winter Fresh Gel, $1.67 a tube. Just a few of the April specials at 114 Main in Muleshoe, Western Drug, serving you in Muleshoe for over half a century.
We've been informed that Mr. Eb Martin, 73 years of age, died at his home here in Muleshoe. Mr. Eb Martin, the beloved husband of Faye Martin, died at his home here in Muleshoe at the age of 73. Ellis Funeral Home here in Muleshoe will announce any other arrangements for Mr. Eb Martin. Let's remember Faye Martin and the Eb Martin family in our prayers today, if you would please. Remember, the defensive driving course is going to be held again tonight, and it will be at the training room at the Muleshoe Police Department, according to Lieutenant Wayne Holmes. It'll be from 6:30 to 10:30, and the cost is $5. We were very pleased this morning to have a call from Janie Mara, Ms. Rudolph Mara, out in the Needmore community. Of course, we've told you she is back from Galveston, Texas, where she had her treatment down in Galveston. She told us that she wasn't going to have to go back to Galveston for her treatment. She can have her treatment right here in Lubbock, and instead of it being a year's treatment, it'll only be for about 6 months, and she is pretty happy about that part of it. However, she will be going back to Galveston for a 1 or 2 day stay and then return here and have all of her treatments down at Lubbock. So let's keep Janie Mara on our prayer line, though, but she sounded just like her old self. She really did. Remember, you can vote absentee in the upcoming Democratic and Republican primaries through April the 29th, and you vote with Barbara McCamish at the Bailey County Clerk's office. Not Barbara, any of the people up there that work there can help you. Barbara McCamish just happens to be our county clerk, and she's a good one. And I'll tell you one thing, Barbara had a chance to become a real good one because she worked under a fine lady there for many, many years, Hazel Gilbreth. And they got along well, and Barbara kept her eyes and her ears open while she was there. So it was a smooth transition when Hazel Gilbreth turned the reins over to Barbara McCamish to operate the county clerk's office. The First Baptist Church is having a big revival here. Good News America, God Loves You. That's the title of it. And they have Dr. Hoke McBrayer here from Denison, Texas, from Parkside Church there. Dr. Hoke Graber, and he brought along his singer, Delbert West. They're having services 11:45 till 12:50 noon. Then services each night at 7:30. This will run through Friday night. They're having huge crowds, so you come early if you want a good seat. This is a fine, fine revival, and they'd like for you to come and enjoy it with them, if you would please. Mrs. Minnie Dunn is our sweetheart for this period of time, and she is a dandy, isn't she? I said the last time I saw Minnie Dunn, I believe, was out at an AARP meeting, but that isn't right. Last time I saw her was out at the Dinner Bell restaurant. She was out there with Rosie Martin, and they were out there just living it up. Don't forget the walkathon. Nelda Merritt said the walkathon's going to be held. It's going to be held this Saturday starting at 2 o'clock, just like the one that they'd planned last Saturday. And they want you to participate. They'll walk for dollars, for dimes, for $10 bills, or whatever it might be. You can pick up application blanks, get your sponsors, get them at the library, get them from any of the schools, get them out, I believe, at Ben Franklin, can't you? Walkathon applications, and get in the big walkathon. The money that they raise, and this is sponsored by the Jenny Slippers, Donna Kirk is the chairman. Donna Kirk is the chairman, and sponsored by the Jenny Slippers. The money that they raise goes to help buy 4th of July fireworks for the volunteer firemen here so that they can shoot them off and please the young and old alike with a fireworks display. The Muleshoe Study Club raised $400. Now it's probably more from their book sale, but they still have some extra books left at the Muleshoe Area Public Library. If you'll go in that back room there, you might find a hardcover or a softcover book that you'd like to have very much. Maggie, do you want to briefly touch on that, or are you ready? Let's just
yes,
go.
Yes, I'm ready.
Huh?
I'm ready.
Okay, just briefly touch on our. We got so many video films to run. Let's briefly touch on our pictures.
Okay, on your TV screen, Frying Cox Incorporated, 401 South 1st Street, candy cornered across from the courthouse square. And they're featuring the Lawn Chief. Helen Lopez at the Main Street Beauty Shop, 115 Main. And you can call right now for an appointment with Helen or one of her beauticians, Sherry Pugh, Josie Gonzalez, or Julie Radford at 272-3448, the Main Street Beauty Shop. Also on our TV screen, the markets, closing market prices from yesterday afternoon from the Farmers Cooperative Elevators, with 4 locations to serve you, 2 in Muleshoe, Clays Corner, and Enix 2, and Robert Johnson is the manager. And we're glad that Nancy Stovall is back from Germany. She and her husband David just returned last week from a nice trip to Germany, and she said they certainly enjoyed it. It's good to have Nancy back at the Farmers Cooperative Elevators. And Sage Free down at Sage's Restaurant here in Muleshoe is open every day, and that is at 1902 West American Boulevard, one of our newer businesses. Sage's Family Restaurant is open today and every day at 1902 West American Boulevard. It's a good place to eat. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they're featuring Texas fried chicken and all the trimmings by the piece or by the bucket at Sage's. Also, Sage Free runs a special that's different each day, and be sure and register for the 2 free meals that will be drawn for and given away every Wednesday at Sage's. Also, you can mix barbecue, fried chicken, and fish on a plate, and it's all you can eat any day, any time at Sage's for just $3.95. Call 272-5235. Sage's Family Restaurant in Muleshoe, and they'll have your order ready to pick up and carry out if you like. They have a convenient drive-up window or a very nice family dining room inside. And at Sage's, they use only grade A choice beef and no soybeans are added. Sage's Family Restaurant, 1902 West American Boulevard in Muleshoe. Minnie Dunn is our sweetheart for this week. She has returned home just recently from the Methodist Hospital in Lubbock, where she had surgery. And Minnie and her late husband, Robert Dunn, moved here about 20 years ago because her sister, Frankie Black, lived here in Muleshoe. Weren't we lucky to have them move here? The First Bank of Muleshoe and Western Drug are honoring Minnie as our sweetheart. I'm getting hoarse, aren't I? Mohawk Auto Parts. Left to right, Jerry Bruns, and he's selling Don Seals irrigation spark plug wires, and they're only $23.95 now at Mohawk's. Also, they have the Douglas irrigation battery now. They're new to Mohawk, and they have a 1-year warranty, regularly selling for $39.95, now $29.95 as an introductory offer. And they're a 65-year-old product, Dewey says. Trust oil filters at Mohawk, just $1.99 at Mohawk Auto Parts on West American Boulevard in Muleshoe. The Muleshoe Rotary Club, as you know, had a program on Tuesday at noon on the Muleshoe Heritage Foundation, because yesterday on the Muletrain we played that program given by Roland McCormick and Megan Reynolds, yours truly, members of the Heritage Foundation Board. We're both pictured on your TV screen. On the far right is Curtis Shelburne, pastor of the 16th and Avenue D Church of Christ here in Muleshoe, and he was in charge of the program and introduced us. Harvey and Marie Bass at the Harvey Bass Appliance and Furniture Company on the big corner of South 1st and Avenue B, where they have the new waterless waterbed. Try it. You'll like it, says Harvey. And the Muleshoe Art Loft at 1529 West American Boulevard, the home of gorgeous antiques, like pictured on your TV screen today. They're having a miniature art show and will accept entries on Thursday, May the 1st, which is 1 week from today. And the judging will be the next 2 days, May 2nd and 3rd. They will accept 5x7 and smaller paintings. And there will be one medium or one classification of all mediums: oil, acrylics, watercolors, pastels, and mix. Then you'll pick up your paintings by Saturday, May the 10th. Don't leave them there until September, Ines says. No entry fee will be charged, no commission on sales and no limit on number of entries per person. And the Muleshoe Art Loft, Arlene and Ines will present framing awards of first place $40, second place $30, and third place $20. And that entry date is next Thursday, May the 1st. Can you believe 1 week away to May Day? The 5 Area Telephone Cooperative Association is celebrating this National Secretaries Week by honoring their secretaries who make life a lot more pleasant at the 5 Area Telephone Cooperative, says Hubert Kidd, the manager. Pictured on your TV screen are secretaries Nina Landers, Colleen Griffiths, Susan Head, Sissy Parker, Catherine Taylor, Kay Harris, Margie Silguero. And right next to them is the little sesquicentennial pin, the symbol for this 150th birthday of Texas. Looks just like the flag that's flying all over Muleshoe today. And a new business in Muleshoe is High Plains Auto at 320 East American Boulevard. And the owners are Toby Tucker, no stranger to Muleshoe, and his uncle, Bobby Freed. The Freed family and Fiddlin' John Freed at John's Custom Mills have been here almost longer than Muleshoe. And Toby and Bobby have 25 years total experience. They're offering a spring special on air conditioner recharge, including your Freon and refrigerant oil for $15.95. Your brake reline special, front end pads, rear shoes for $49.95 on most passenger cars and pickups, and general repairs on passenger cars and light trucks. Also, foreign cars are repaired, including the Datsun, Toyota, Mazda, Subaru, and Volvo. And at High Plains Auto, formerly Johnny Safety Center, all work is guaranteed. They're ASE certified, factory trained. Call for free estimates on repairs. 272-5724. Bobby Freed and his nephew Toby Tucker. And they're open every day, Monday through Saturday, from 8 in the morning until 6 at night, right on the Lubbock Highway. Lambert Sanatone Dry Cleaners, Jimella and Tyrone Clements, the owners, and Tyrone pictured on your TV screen today. There's been a Lambert Sanatone Cleaners in Muleshoe for over 30 years, and Woody Lambert, from quite a pioneer family of Muleshoe, says that he turned it over to Jimella and Tyrone because they knew the business, because they were energetic, young, and they wanted to make Muleshoe a better place in which to live. And you'll get good service, too, at Lambert Sanatone Dry Cleaners in Muleshoe. And Marie Lambert Lane is there. She's been there for over 30 years, and she does the little extras at Lambert Sanatone Dry Cleaners, like putting back on the button or putting back in the hem. That's so very important. Sam Dameron tells us that Carol Hance, the wife of our former United States Congressman Kent Hance, will be in Muleshoe tomorrow campaigning for her husband, Kent, who is running for governor on the Republican ticket, subject to the May 3rd Republican primary election. So we'll look forward to seeing Carol Hance. Of course, Carol and Kent grew up in Dimmitt, and we think that Kent Hance is certainly a fine young man. I just have to tell this story, Gil. I've only voted in the Democratic primary once time, and I always resented people say I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat, and I'll vote for anybody on the Democratic ticket. I'll vote straight Democratic and no other way. And I thought, that's not the way America was built. You've got to vote for the man. And I thought Kent Hance was the man when he ran for United States Senator on the Democratic ticket the last time. And that's the first time I'd ever voted in the Democratic primary. But I did that because I didn't want to be the person who was going to vote only Republican and only for a Republican, because I don't think that's right either. And I'm going to vote for Ken Hance now that he's running for governor on the Republican primary. But I just think he's a good man. I know we had a problem in Muleshoe, and we wrote many people, Bill Sarpolis, John Tower, and several others, and Kent Hance. And Kent Hance was the man who got the job done, just like the late George Mahon used to do as congressman. And I think he can get the job done for Texas, too. We'll look forward to seeing Carol tomorrow. And, you know, Kent's mother over in Dimmitt listened to the Muletrain news on KMUL for years and years and years, couldn't get up without the mule skinner telling her to, and she came over campaigning for Kent. I believe, what's her name, Daddy? Buell? Is that right, Hans? Of Dimmitt? Anyway, we look forward to seeing Carol Hance, and we know you'll give her a warm handshake and a Muleshoe welcome. Betty Burl-Smith says that the Muleshoe area and the Bailey County unit of the American Heart Association going to have their last fundraising project of the year Monday night at 7:30 at the Watson Junior High School gym. It'll be a jazzercise or aerobics for the Heart Association, and these women are going to jazzercise for Heart and raise money, and you're invited to come out and watch them. Then on May the 2nd, there will be a banquet for the Heart Association members at the 16th and Avenue D Friendship Room. Debbie Isaac, Casey King, Lisa Black, Elena Perez, Caroline Lyles, Amy Bean are all the new varsity cheerleaders at Muleshoe High School for next year. And the mascot, once again, will be Leah Bell. The junior varsity cheerleaders will be Selena Gonzalez, Becky Vila, Joanne Gutierrez, Lisa Triana, and Amber Green. Now, in little girls Muleshoe Youth Basketball tonight, the games will be played starting at 5 at the Muleshoe High School gym. Viola's versus Pointers, Terryfield Insurance versus Serval Thriftway at 6, at 7, Shipman versus Western Drug, at 8, Adrian Photography versus Fitness Center. Then at Meredy Shazo Gym, they'll be practicing at 5, Spud Nut Shop and Western 66, at 6, CNC Trucking, and Lee Owls will be practicing. It's a wonderful program for the young ladies of our community. And by the way, if you'll help with the girls' softball of the Muleshoe Youth Baseball program, be sure and be at the fire station tonight by 8 o'clock. They need some adults to help with the girls' softball program, and all adults are going to work with the entire program for girls and boys from the T-ballers through Babe Ruth League. Well, then be sure and be there. That spreads from kindergarten through high school. It's a great program. Lynn Box, Mrs. Ken Box, is the president, and Johnny Ziegenfuss reminds you, if you haven't signed up, to do so this evening from 7 to 8 at the new Earl M. Ladd Fire Station. Sue Hare, a Muleshoe High School student, the daughter of Mrs. Vera Hare of the West Camp community and the late Lloyd Hare, has been selected by the Muleshoe Rebeccas to go this summer to New York City and visit the United Nations. She'll be sent from the Muleshoe Rebecca Lodge. And Sue, congratulations to you, and I know you'll represent them well. It's a bus tour of 22 days. The Muleshoe Rebeccas met Tuesday night and announced that Sue Hare was the young lady chosen from Muleshoe High School and Spring Lake Earth High School to go on this trip. Noble Grand Protein Renee Rudd was in charge of the meeting in the absence of her mother, Mary Franklin. Lodge opened with the flag ceremony. The acting chaplain, Dimple Sims, presented the Bible and gave the opening prayer. Cindy Robinson was reported to be sick. Mildred Hendricks is doing better and is home now. Juanita Snow, our sweetheart for last week, who celebrated her 82nd birthday, got a good report at her doctor's. And listen, I've had more people tell me thank you for having Juanita Snow as your sweetheart. Mrs. Irene Diltz called and said, that's great. And Mr. and Ms. Robert Sanders says, we've known her forever. She's such a super lady, and she is such a hard worker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so glad people are agreeing with us that Juanita Snow should be our sweetheart. And last week, Mrs. J.R. Copley was the lady who nominated Juanita Snow as our sweetheart. By the way, this week, Minnie Dunn is our sweetheart. Terry Snell's son, Jeff, is going to the doctor for more tests, and Novella Price of Earth has a new granddaughter. And on your TV screen in the near future, you're going to see that Afghan that Novella Price of Earth made for the Muleshoe Rebeccas to give away on the 4th of July. The lodge was closed with prayer by Dimple Sims, and refreshments were served by Dimple, Vi Mitchell, and Opal Talley. Sims, that is a real pioneer name of this community. Her mother-in-law Mrs. L.R. Sims. I noticed her name back in the 1930s on a quilt that was on display earlier this month down at the Muleshoe Area Public Library. It was a friendship quilt where everybody wrote their name, their address, and the date. Today at the Muleshoe schools, they're serving for lunch baked buffalo ham. I had to laugh about that one this morning. You know, it's sesquicentennial week and everybody's celebrating, even up at the administration office. All the secretaries are dressed in their native costumes. And listen, the flags are out, all 6 of them, that Texas has been under, flying in front of the administration building. You'll want to go up today at the corner of 5th and West Avenue G and see them. Also, for lunch today, they're having tumbleweed coleslaw, Lone Star peas, West Texas fruit, sourdough biscuits, and milk. Tomorrow, for lunch, it's Texas golden fried chicken, wagon train gravy, spindle top potatoes, Chisholm Trail peas, Stephen F. Austin rolls, mockingbird pudding, and milk. They've had a good time in all departments of our school this week, and I hope they'll continue it throughout the sesquicentennial year. Mr. and Mrs. Don Heathington of Muleshoe have a sesquicentennial baby son born bright and early yesterday morning at 6:54 in the West Plains Medical Center of Muleshoe. He's a 5th-generation baby, and all 5 generations live here in Muleshoe, and all his grandparents, great-grandparents, and great-great-grandmother live in Muleshoe, Texas. And Aubrey, Don, and Dana Heathington have named their son a family name, Aubrey Tatum Heathington. And he weighed 8 pounds and 14 ounces at birth yesterday morning and has 2 big sisters, Crystal, 5, and Mindy, 3. And don't you think that Don and Dana are a little bit thrilled to have this new baby son? His grandparents are Aubrey Heathington, Beverly Heathington, and Mr. and Miss Jack Dunham, all of Muleshoe. His great-grandparents are Mrs. Hetty Heathington and Vernal King, both of Muleshoe. And his great-great-grandmother is Mrs. J.W. Goforth, right here in Muleshoe, too. Welcome, Aubrey Tatum Heathington. Well, this weekend, Muleshoe High School students will be going to the University Interscholastic League competition in the regional, and that is going to be in Odessa. Leslie Langford will go, and Lincoln Douglas DeBay. Brandon Wilson will also. Sean Shipman will be in poetry, and Becky Vila in prose, all in the speaking division. And Carrie Moore, of course, is their able director. And in shorthand, there will be Leslie Langford and Jesse Holmes in typing, Karen Durbin, and literary criticism, Xana Huckabee. That's a new competition. And number sense, Jaime Reyes. Spelling, Andrew Espinoza. And news writing, Jennifer Green. Good luck to these Muleshoe High School students. Lucy Faye Smith told us yesterday when we were down at the Muleshoe Nursing Home, she will be one of the teachers and sponsors to go with them to Odessa. And we're looking for big news from them, like we were from Larry McMurtry, who last week won the Pulitzer Prize in Literature for his latest book, a Western novel, Lonesome Dove. Of course, Larry McMurtry has a history in Muleshoe. He was born in Archer City, Texas, but he is the nephew of the late Johnny McMurtry, who lived so many years out at the old James Ranch House. In fact, Johnny leased that in 1940 and died there, or died while he was living there in, I believe, the late 60s. Larry wrote about his Uncle Johnny that he was the 7th of the McMurtry children. I believe there were 12 of them, if I remember correctly. And Johnny was born in 1891. He was the favorite uncle of Larry, and in many ways the family darling. And in Take My Saddle from the Wall, he writes extensively about his Uncle Johnny. Larry McMurtry recently spoke where a number of our local librarians attended a librarians convention for the state of Texas, and Esther Marie Dillman, the wife of Neil Dillman, said she went up and introduced herself and got him to autograph Lonesome Dove, and how thrilled she was after the next week learning that it had become the literary selection for a Pulitzer Prize. But Larry really wasn't impressed that she was from Muleshoe. He sort of looked at her like, well, so what? He graduated from North Texas State University in Denton, received his master's degree from Rice University in Houston, and his first novel was Horsemen Pass By, and it received the Texas Institute of Letters Prize for Best Fiction in 1962. Other books include The Last Picture Show, Terms of Endearment, Cadillac Jack, and now Lonesome Dove.
One of the longest names in the world belonged to a man who lived in Grayson County. He was called Daniel Murphy, but his full name took a while to say.
Daniel Wisdom, may I know Stephen's faith, and spirits chose John's, divine communion field Moses, meekness and Joshua's zeal win the day and conquer all Murphy.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith. More about a very long name coming up on the Sound of Texas.
Ken James, what do we have going out here at Robert D. Greene Incorporated today?
Well, of course, on April the 14th came out new interest rates with GMAC, and we do have interest rates as low as 6.9%. Also, we have the 7.9% interest on Suburbans and on Blazers and Jimmys, which we have not had a special interest rate before. But what I'd really like to talk a little bit about is our excellent service and our parts department. Not only do we sell 5 of the best brands of automobiles, but we have an excellent service department and an excellent parts department to take care of them after the sale.
I've never heard any complaints on the service out here. Who's your service manager, Ken James?
Our service manager is Sid Turner, and our parts manager is Don Stagner, and I think they do an excellent job, and we try to stay right up on top of it, and if there are any complaints, we try to take care of them as quick as possible.
What's this beautiful thing you have sitting out here on the floor right now?
That's a new 1986 Chevrolet Silverado Suburban, and we have about 9 of them in stock, and they're ready for delivery.
And what is the finance on that?
Finance rate on a Suburban is as low as 7.9% for 36 months.
36 months. Now, you have about 80 cars, pickups, and trucks out here, don't you, on this lot?
That's correct. And as you can see, we have a transport out right outside here right now unloading some more, so it's increasing every day.
So Robert D. Greene Incorporated, Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Chevrolet car dealer, the home of the GMC and Chevrolet pickups and trucks, and the beautiful Suburban. All out here, 9.9 down to 6.9 now. You better come out and pick out one. Hadn't they, Kane?
That's correct. They're going fast.
24 blocks west of downtown Muleshoe on the north side of US 84 and 70, right here in your hometown, Muleshoe, Texas. No.
Texana Dumas was the name of the first non-Indian child born in Grayson County. Dwight Eisenhower, the U.S. president in the 50s, was born in Grayson County. The first Grayson County courthouse was torn down in 1858 to settle a bet as to whether or not a gray goose was nesting under the building. The first commercial transportation available in Grayson County was by river. Then came the stagecoach, then the railroad, then the electric railroad, or interurban, which ran from Sherman and Denison to Waco. The interurban ran for about 50 years. It made its last run in 1948. Part of the interurban tracks are still on the streets at Van Alstyne. That's in southern Grayson County. The city was named for a stockholder of the railroad. Okay, that gets us to Van Alstyne, or as some people say,
Van Alstyne.
That's Delta Elliott of Van Alstyne, and she knows about that man with a long name, a member of a prominent black family.
When this baby was born, why, everyone began to come in and tell them they wanted to name the baby. And she said, well, take the tablet over there on the table and put the name down, and when I get up, then I'll just decide which name I want to use for them. So when she got up and got to looking at it, she said, oh, I just can't decide on anyone. Name they all. It's just so sweet. So I'm just going to name him all of them. So that's what she did.
Delta says kids used to memorize the name and felt quite accomplished when they could recite it. And usually the name stayed with them throughout their lives. In later years, when they got together at reunions, they could repeat it. Daniel was a basket maker. He made baskets from bark found on birch trees, which grew in a forest just outside Van Alstyne. He used to come to town in his horse-drawn cart, selling cantaloupes or corn. The Van Alstyne librarian, Pat Olson, says the name was genuine and legal, and had 26 words in it.
Daniel, wisdom, may I know Stephen's faith, and spirits chose John's divine communion field Moses, meekness and Joshua's zeal, win the day, and conquer all Murphy.
Old Daniel knew of only one other person who had a longer name, his youngest son. He named him Junior. Delta Elliott calls her town Van Alsten. Pat Olson calls it Van Alstine. Daniel Murphy and his son have both passed on, but it will be a while before someone else has a longer name. I'm Tumbleweed Smith.
Brought to you every morning at 7:30 at the Muleshoe Supermarket IGA, where they're having a Made in Texas sale, and in the morning run of the Muletrain News, the 10:15 edition, by the people at Robert D. Green Incorporated, the home of the Green Machine. Well, it's Sesquicentennial Week in Muleshoe, and today at the Dillman Elementary School for kindergarten through the second grade, the students are studying Texas heroes and Texas symbols, and their doors are all decorated, and so is the bulletin board, and their display case has Texas toys in it of the past. At Mary DeShazo, third through the fifth grade, today they're having Muleshoe High School senior civic students come to their classes and talk about the Muleshoe Heritage Foundation. And tomorrow, all of these students will get an opportunity at the Civic Center to donate to the Heritage Foundation and help restore the James Ranch House and the Muleshoe Santa Fe Depot. Then, at Muleshoe's Watson Junior High School this afternoon at 1:30. It will be Waltzing Across Texas, and their program will be presented in the Muleshoe High School auditorium under the direction of Twyla Albertson. And we understand it's quite an elaborate 2-hour program, and we'll be there to make a video film of that and show it for the first time tonight at 6:30 here on Channel 6. Also, tomorrow morning, they're going to be putting in a time capsule items such as video films that we've made here at Channel 6 and the Newsweek magazines and many other things in a capsule and lock it away in the vault of the Muleshoe State Bank to be open in 50 years. And you know, recently they had a balloon release of helium-filled balloons, and they wrote their name and told them what we were celebrating and asked for people to write back when they found these balloons. At Muleshoe High School today, during lunch, the Muleshoe High School Mighty M Band will be playing a bluegrass concert on the front lawn of MHS. And Lunchroom is serving the meals all special this week in all of the Muleshoe schools. Tomorrow, from 1 until 5, Elizabeth Watson says that they're going to have their turn of the century displays and demonstrations at the Civic Center, and the public is invited to come from 3 until 5 tomorrow afternoon, and you'll see things such as a cowboy's bedroll, a chuck wagon, Indian artifacts, a barbed wire collection of Cecil Davis's, said to be one of the largest anywhere, and Cecil is quite a pioneer of Muleshoe and Bailey County and the old Fairview community south of Muleshoe. Clifton Finley will be there with him, and Clifton Finley is the pioneer family, too, of Muleshoe. Martha McCormick, retired school teacher, and her grandchildren will dramatize scenes from the old school days of reading and writing and arithmetic taught to the tune of a hickory stick. By the way, some of the 5th graders at Mary DeShazo are going May the 10th to the Ranching Heritage Center on Lubbock with Julie Cage and Mrs. Beth Skipworth, their English teacher, and are going to depict the turn-of-the-century classroom up there. And we're glad that Muleshoe can once again be represented there next month at Lubbock at the Ranching Heritage Center. That's a fantastic place, isn't it? I promised you, and now we're going to go by video film to the DeShazo School and their program. Yesterday, under the direction of Bobby Johnson, this is Gil Robert Reynolds coming to the microphone.
Welcome to our salute of the Lone Star State, Texas. Our
program is James Polk, is Brian Wilhite. Then comes Chad Green, Adam Voiceres, Michael Porras, Raul Rosas, Brian Rasco, Sean Pierce. And then the 5th grade boys will sing the Old Chisholm Trail.
We defeated Santa Ana at San Jacinto.
I became the first president of the Republic of Texas and later served as governor of the new state.
That was John Robin Watkins, Sam Houston. Others on the program at first were the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts posting the colors. The invocation was given by Jeffrey Bradley, and the narrator for the entire program is Jennifer Johnson. Others, in order of their appearance at first, were Marcus Bryan, Eric Cisneros, Arturo Estrada, Jesse Villarreal, Hector Arzola, Kyle Kenmore, Melinda Tucker, Jesse Singletary, Douglas Snell, Chris Dominguez, Mark Hicks, Jimmy Martis, Dustin Wilhite. Davy Crockett was played by Anthony Handy, and then Stacy Harris. Then the 5th grade girls sang The Alamo. After the Old Chisholm Trail was sung by the 5th grade boys, then we went to Captain Anthony F. Lucas, played by Scott Miramontes, then to Amanda Ashford, Clay Grant. Then the 3rd graders sang the Yellow Rose of Texas, the 4th graders Deep in the Heart of Texas and Beautiful Texas. The 4th grade did the Cotton-Eyed Joe that everybody enjoyed. The 5th graders Back in the Saddle Again, and also the Eyes of Texas. Happy Trails was sung by the entire student body, and then Mrs. Fortenberry gave a patriotic presentation by slides. He even showed the National Mule Memorial right here in Muleshoe and the students at Mary DeShazo Elementary School raising their flags. The retiring colors by the Scouts and the flag bearers were David Lutz, a Boy Scout, Stephen Watson, W-A-U-S-O-N, a Boy Scout, David Ramirez, a Weeblo Scout, Shane Glover, and I'm sorry, I don't know which rank Shane is in. And then I believe was Villarreal, a Cub Scout. Charles just went up into Weeblos. AARP, the American Association of Retired Persons, will meet tomorrow morning at 11:30 at the Civic Center for a covered dish luncheon, and everyone is invited, according to Mrs. Louise Bennett. The annual membership meeting of the Muleshoe Meals on Wheels Incorporated will be held this afternoon at 2 at the Muleshoe State Bank Community Room, according to Glenn Williams. And they're going to elect 2 new directors to fill the positions of the terms of Jamela Clements and Jim Swanner, who are their terms are expiring. And there will be, of course, a general discussion as to the status of the Meals on Wheels program that served the senior citizens of our area a meal at noon. The senior class of Muleshoe High School has voted to go to the Student Union Building, the sub at Eastern New Mexico University, after graduation, May the 30th. The school will furnish the buses. The graduates will leave MHS at 10 and return for breakfast the next morning at 5 in the Muleshoe High School cafeteria. Parents are needed to chaperone and to prepare snacks for the graduates while at the sub. If any parent would like to go with the group or prepare food, please contact either Johanna Wrinkle or Jerry Robinson, teachers at Muleshoe High School. Jenny McVicker tells us that the celebrity auction has now received 42 different items to be auctioned off here all day long on a celebrity auction on Channel 6 on Saturday, May the 24th. And all the money will go to the Mushu Heritage Foundation. Here's some of the exciting things that have just been received. An A&M University football with the signatures of their entire football team. Also, they received an original drawing from Ace Reed, and he is the cartoonist of Cowpoke. 2 cases of Frito-Lay variety pack, and also a copy of a page of Nightline, the national TV ABC news program aired every evening, and it's autographed by Ted Koppel, who is the host of Nightline. Also, there is a picture of Phyllis George that she autographed, and a Texas flag sent by Senator Phil Graham. Also, 2 sets of tablecloths with napkins from Coca-Cola Company. A monogram handkerchief from Roy Clark. an autographed copy of Dr. Benjamin Spock's baby book. Oh, there's a lot more things. Tumbleweed Smith and the Sounds of Texas sent us a tape of Sounds of Texas to be auctioned off, and we'll be telling you more about all of these items that have been received, and many people here in Muleshoe have also given items. Juanita Jarman has given us an item of a handmade or homemade doll, and it's beautiful, and we'll be auctioning that off too. Also, you'll find that Miss Theron Eubanks has made a little Dutch girl Afghan or quilt, and it'll be auctioned off. And guess what? Troy Stiggermiller is going to auction off a 1-hour ride in the airplane. Bob Finney said he didn't think he would be going. Troy works down at the Muleshoe State Bank for Bob Finney. Maybe M.D. Gunstream will go, the president or the chairman of the board over at the First Bank. He just might do that. Listen, Roland McCormick is making a Devil Foods cake for the auction. Judy Lambert's going to make one of her fantastic cakes, like maybe German chocolate or Italian cream. I'm getting hungry. We want to say a happy birthday to you today, if it is your birthday, on this Thursday, April the 24th, the sesquicentennial year of 1986. And those that we know of who celebrate today are Lyndon Huckabee, one of our new members of the Muleshoe School Board, just elected earlier this month, and Tyree Vandiver. Also, a happy birthday to you if it is your birthday. And listen, tomorrow, a very fine gentleman, Merlin Neal, is going to celebrate his birthday. So let's get ready for Merlin's birthday in advance. We wouldn't be broadcasting on Channel 6 in the Muletrain News here if it wasn't for Merlin Neal. And another fine man tomorrow will have a birthday, Jeff Peeler. He served Southwestern Public Service so well for so many years as manager here, and really pioneered in that company, didn't he? Sure did, Jeff and Jewel Peeler. Jewel was one of the first members of TOPS, Take Off Pounds Sensibly. They have a lot of fun losing weight and doing it sensibly. And Fiddlesys Norris tomorrow will have a birthday too. And listen who else? Down in Hobbs, New Mexico, Les Smith, who lived so many, many years here, and Manuel Lopez. Well, if you have a birthday today, that's the important ones. So for you, Doris Williams and Vicki Benedict, the daughter-in-law of Mr. and Miss Vic Benedict of Muleshoe. Vicki and her husband Mark now live in Quanah, Texas. And Vic and his family have just returned east, his wife from Quanah, where they took their little granddaughter Kendra up to Oklahoma and visited Vic's mother, and they had a wonderful trip. Did I tell you Doris Williams and J.C. Shanks? Oh, what a fine man. And Nora Birch, just the finest of ladies, have birthdays today. Evan Kelly and Celestina Cisneros. Here's Gil Robert to sing and play for every one of you celebrating this day. Thank you so much, Gil Robert. And it's just about time for us to go now on the Muletrain News with our video film. It made us run really long, but we know that you've enjoyed it. And it's time for you, Gil.
Okay. Listen, we want to tell you about Mountain Man Cunningham. You know, he has boot and shoe repair shop right there on East 4th, right around the corner from the new High Plains Auto there, where Johnny Safety Center used to be. Right around the corner there on East 4th, 114 East 4th is Mountain Man Cunningham's boot and shoe repair shop. He repairs your boots and shoes at a reasonable cost. He guarantees his work. He also has some factory rejects and boots. If you'd like to get a pair of boots at a reasonable price, see Mountain Man Cunningham. We know that on any given day, there's viewers out there in our listening audience that are a little despondent, some of them lonely. Some feel like life is passing them by. Some are afraid that their friends maybe have forgotten all about them. And some feel like they're at the end of their rope. To you, we want to say this: tie a knot in that rope and hang on. Someone's going to come along that you need to see, say what you need to hear, do what you need done. You're going to fall in love with life all over again. I believe that. I've had to believe that. So you hold your head up and try to smile. Remember that God loves you, and those of us here at the broadcast loft love you too. Don't we, Maggie Reynolds?
We sure do, Gil.
Don't we, Jack, Gil, Robert, Peyton, and Grayson, Jenny McVicker, Joe Ella Flowers, Bob Graves, Ronnie Jones, Martha Bastardo, and Terry Hutto? Certainly. We love you with a love that demands nothing in return, a love that doesn't keep a record of your wrongs, but tries to look beyond your faults and see your needs. And that's the kind of love that really counts, East and Vic tell us. I believe they're right. If you have a little love to spare, a little courage to share, reach out and share it with someone today. There's someone out there that needs to hear from you. Yes, just you. You can help someone that not a single one of us up here could help. Possibly no one in Bailey County could help them, but you can. So you try to help somebody today. You know why you can help them and no one else can? It's because God made no substitute for you. There is at least one useful and highly important task in this world that's not going to be done unless you do it. We have got to get out of here now, so get up, Red. Come on, Corina. Pull up there, little Joe. Get out of here, Glenn, Perry. Come on there, Kate, Pete. Pull him up, Mr. Pearson. Come on, Pat, Mike, Bumbo, Arbutus, Joe.
There's a plug of Charterback.
The morning run of the local and area Muletrain News brought to you by Frying Cox and Western Drug. And the noon run of the Muletrain News brought to you by the First Bank and in cooperation with Frying Cox, too. Stay tuned now for the hospital report coming up next.
Muletrain! Ha! Ha! Muletrain!
It's the hospital report from the West Plains Medical Center today. Addie Lancaster, Lucia Aguirre, Catherine Rogers, Miss Van Rogers, who was our sweetheart recently, Travis Basier, and Mrs. Dawn Heathington, Dana, and her new baby son, Aubrey Tatum, born yesterday morning. Been thinking about pioneers. Travis Basier's wife, Sue Willman Basier. Boy, that's a pioneer family. Mr. and Miss I.F. Willman, real pioneers, her grandparents here in Muleshoe. That's the hospital report from the West Plains Medical Center, and some added information, too, about pioneerism. We've got pioneerism, haven't we, Gil, on the Muletrain today. Brought to you by the Muleshoe Supermarket IGA, where the flag has flown every day on that corner of Main and Avenue D for the past 20 years. Thurman White started that at the Cashway. Mike Perez continued on at Muleshoe Supermarket IGA when he took over the store now nearly 3 years ago. And now the owner, the Steinleys of Martin, are still flying the flag with their new manager. Yes, and at the Muleshoe Supermarket IGA, it is a made-in-Texas sale with Mrs. Tucker's shortening, made in Texas. The 42-ounce tin is only 69 pennies with a super saving booklet filled with gold bond stamps. And it only takes 30 of those big valuable gold bond stamps to fill a super saving booklet. Dr. Pepper, 6-pack of cans, $1.49, or the 2-liter bottle, 99 cents at the Muleshoe Supermarket IGA. IGA eggs, a dozen for 39 pennies, and another super saving booklet filled with gold bond stamps. An all-purpose IGA flour, the 5-pound bag, 29 pennies, and another super saving booklet filled with gold bond stamps. And IGA white bread, 1.5 pound loaf, 9 pennies, and a super saving booklet. And they give those gold bond stamps today, double, and every Wednesday and every Thursday at the Muleshoe Supermarket IGA, located at 402 South Main Street, where the first bank of Muleshoe stood, the Blackwater Valley, tipping their hats to Muleshoe and to Texas and our 150th birthday this very week. Yes, that's right. The brick from the Blackwater Valley State Bank that was right where Muleshoe Supermarket IGA is today, at the corner of D and Main. Those brick are in the home of Mr. and Mrs. Horace Blackburn, where they lived so many years there in the Lenoa Edition. At 302 East Elm Street, Mr. Blackburn, who was a groceryman here in Muleshoe, had Blackburn Grocery, is now deceased, and his wife, who taught Muleshoe High School in the English department for years, is retired and moved just last summer to Allen, Texas, to be near her daughter and family. And now Coach and Mrs. Dale Keeling live there. He's the head football coach at the present time at Muleshoe High School and the athletic director of the Muleshoe schools. And Denise and Dale Keeling have a new baby daughter, by the way, living in that historic home built with brick from the first bank that ever was in Muleshoe, and that was the Blackwater Valley Bank. By the way, Dale and Denise Keeling have named their new baby daughter Lori Beth, and she was born on San Jacinto morning at 1:50, a real bona fide Texan, and weighed 7 pounds and 6 ounces, and she has a big sister, Erin Kay, who's 3 years of age. Her mother, Denise, teaches English at Muleshoe High School, and the grandparents of little Miss Lori Beth Keeling are Miss Jimmy Keeling of San Angelo and Miss Elsie Jones of Lubbock. We hope that when you're listening to this copy of the Muletrain News that was broadcast on Channel 6 in the Gillam advertising facilities here on the Muleshoe antenna cable, that you'll know that we love Muleshoe, and we love Texas, and we love America. And most of all, we love a kind and loving God that has given us this freedom and this community and these friends who have been so good to us. And we hope that your blessings are as many as our blessings have been, and that you will continue the pioneer spirit, because we feel like we're pioneers in this cable vision industry that God certainly gave us this facility here, and we're glad that we can share it with you in 2036, and we hope something even better going for you and your children in Muleshoe today in the way of broadcasting, and that Muleshoe is continuing to prosper, and you are too. Thank you. This has been Magann, Magann, Lamb, Lamb, Reynolds, Rennels, daughter of Gil and Olabelle, Olabelle, Singleton, Lamb, and the wife of Jack Reynolds. We have 3 sons: Gil Robert, Gilrobert, Reginald, Regnald, Reynolds, Thomas Peyton Reynolds, Payton, and Grayson, Greyson, Lamb Reynolds. They are 10, 6, and 4 years of age, respectively, on this date. All native Texans, and all born in Lubbock, and all reared up to this time in the good community of Muleshoe. And boys, I hope that you are happy, and remember that your mother and daddy love you dearly.